Do you only have $30 left in your bank? Are you trying to keep up with all of the expenses that college has to offer? If you answered yes to both of those questions, grab a snack, pull up a seat, and listen up, because I have a few tips and tricks on how you can save money during your college career. Tip 1. Don't buy brand new textbooks. Instead, look for used, good condition books, or buy ebooks. If you decide to go the route of purchasing a used but good condition textbook, you can either purchase them in store at a local bookstore that does sell used books, or you can go online and look at accredited websites such as Amazon, Chegg, eBay, or ThriftBooks and find a used textbook on there, which will be much cheaper than buying a brand new book. Additionally, if you would like to buy a physical book that is in used and good condition, there are websites where you can rent or purchase a book and then make payments towards the full amount rather than paying the full amount all at once. The payments are oftentimes smaller payments rather than one big chunk, so it may be more feasible for you. If you choose to go the ebook route, the best option is to get a Kindle or an iPad. The Kindle, for example, can have access to Amazon, in which you can download ebooks from. A Kindle also allows you to download multiple books and store them on one electronic device and then access them at any point without having to worry about lugging bulky books back and forth. When buying books, it is not hard on your wallet, but it can be tricky sometimes to make sure that they're a credible source. Make sure when buying used books or ebooks that you're purchasing them from a credible website. Tip number 2. Saving money on purchasing electronics. If you know that your course is going to require electronics such as a clicker or a calculator, reach out to friends or classmates that have taken the class before and see if they will allow you to borrow them. For computers or printers, if you have the availability on campus, I would recommend using the computers that are there because oftentimes they are iMacs or HPs that are in really good condition, and it will have all of the accessibility to create PowerPoints, Word documents, Excels, etc. to use for your college courses. If you do decide to purchase your own personal laptop, printer, iPad, etc., I would recommend looking for days that are tax-free days or looking for discounts before you make your purchase. Additionally, on top of looking for discounts, I would look for providers or sellers that offer college student discounts. Some of those are Adobe, Apple, and Dell. Having a personal laptop or computer is a little more conventional because you can complete assignments in your dorm room. But if you do not have the money in your budget, don't be afraid to use the college campus resources. Tip number 3. Choose your housing wisely. There are multiple different options when it comes to housing in college. You can do on campus or you can do off campus, or if you have the availability, you can live at home with your family. Obviously, living at home with your family will be the cheapest option because you won't have to pay rent, cable, or any type of utilities, and you won't have to worry about going out and purchasing food or other items that are necessary for living. The next cheap option would be living on campus. Living on campus allows you to either pay up front all of your housing allowance through your tuition, and also you will not have to pay any utilities or cable fees that you would normally have to pay if you lived off of campus. Additionally, by living on campus, you most oftentimes have roommates. For roommates, when you have multiple, let's say you have 2 to 3 roommates, You can split the rent costs between each of you, and that way you guys are not paying so much and you're paying it at a lower rate. Additionally, if you guys choose to get any type of internet or cable in addition to what the college already provides, you guys can split that up as well. One tip, if you do choose to live with others and split the rent or split any other financial responsibility, please make sure that the individuals that you're splitting it with are financially stable or are in agreement to pay the financial responsibility so that it doesn't end up on you. Tip number 4, buy food and toiletries in bulk. By buying food and toiletries in bulk, it will limit the amount of trips you have to take to the store. And by limiting the amount of trips you have to take to the store, it will limit the expense of gas and or looking and purchasing an Uber to get back and forth. In addition to buying food and toiletries in bulk, I would recommend buying a hot plate or a microwave to keep in your dorm room or your room wherever you're staying at, so that you can cook food in your room without having to travel to the cafeteria. Having a hot plate and microwave will allow you to cook healthier alternatives and stay in without spending money to go out to your favorite restaurants. Additionally, it will also prevent you from having to pay additional expenses at the cafeteria to eat there for each meal. Having the opportunity to have a hot plate or a microwave to cook inside your dorm room will also allow for you to have roommates come in or friends come in and have little dinner nights or dinner activities. Let's say you invite some friends over and you say to bring one meal or bring a side or something. That way you only have to prepare one thing rather than preparing a whole dinner, and it's a little bit cheaper and you get to spend some quality time with your friends. Back to the buying food and toiletries in bulk. You'll want to register for a membership at a bulk store such as Sam's Club to buy non-perishable items and toiletries in bulk, because it will help limit your expenses and limit the amount of times that you have to go out to purchase those items. Again, by buying non-perishables and toiletries in bulk, it will help limit the expenses of traveling back and forth from the store as well as buying them multiple times. Saving money in college helps you learn good habits to continue saving once you move on to a real job and have expenses for other things that come along with living in this world. Remember, practicing these and other money-saving tips will help in the long run and help avoid leaving you with a large amount of debt. I hope that you were able to take some knowledge away from this speech, and I hope you have an awesome time saving money in college. Thanks.